most people to know.
Yeah. All right, got it. Hey, we're live. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Wait a minute. Nope. There we go. Hey, we're live.
All right, let's go. What's up? What's up?
All right, how are you?
I'm fantastic, fantastic.
I wouldn't expect anything different from you.
Ready to rock and roll.
All right, so today's January 24th already. I can't even believe a month has already slipped by. Any updates you want to talk about first?
Well, we got a lot of updates. We're making a lot of contacts. Things are getting exposed left and right. And the cabal's running. There's no way these sick, satanic, pedophile, bloodthirsty individuals are going to make it out of this realm.
Okay.
Alive, that is. And then when they get out of this realm, there's a next realm that they can't escape either. But there's so many things happening. We'll just go along and see where we go. See where we make.
When you talk about the next realm for them, are you talking about etheric realm, like the milk dud situation?
Exactly. You know, the Bible talks about hell and losing your soul and all that stuff. It's similar to that.
Right.
It's very similar to that. It's just not the same. There are multiple dimensions and layers to life, to existence, to the universe. And since energy cannot be destroyed, it only gets reformed. Right. So once Dad makes certain things, the only thing left to do is to reform it. So that's why I say Pebble Valley is like the one. Pebble Valley is where you don't want to be at.
Right.
Because those of us that know that energy is energy and it can be reformed, these beings, these people, whatever they want to be called, can be formed into a rock and placed on a planet to sit there for a very long time. To some people, you would call that hell, right? I mean,
I definitely would.
Yeah, and then you're sitting there with your consciousness. You're able to, hear and see things that's going on, but you can't do nothing else. And yet, there's even worse places than that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It's literally like a jail cell for consciousness.
So we talked last video, and all right, so you do, we're working on cleanup of multiple planets throughout the galaxy, okay? And when you go to another planet, you have a different body there. You don't look like this, you look like whatever over there, and you do this kind of the same stuff over there, right? Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. However, there are some different planets that I have different looks to. And majority of the look is the Sananda Galactic look, which is my Jesus appearance. I'm just not. I'm darker. I got woven hair with like highlights and stuff like that, colored eyes. And every time we clean up a certain planet and we bring it to its evolutionary state or full disclosure state where we're headed to, then we get to transform into my real appearance. And that's literally where we're at with the Earth right now. That's why everything is being revealed. The energy is changing. The energy has changed. And now we're able to bring in things like the crystalline chambers to transform into our original selves and then, show everybody who we really are. So the answer to that is yes. However, I mainly look like, not exactly like Aquaman, but similar.
Okay. So when you go to these other planets and you have this other body, that's how you can procreate there. And people may know you by different names on their planet. Is that correct?
Majority of them know me as Sananda, yes.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's big.
Also, yeah, also to clean things up, I have this appearance here. And when I'm running around visiting people all around the earth, I do look like Sananda Galactic with the long hair and stuff like that. And they call me many names. People have different names for me, you know. At the end of the day, all of this is going to be revealed. And since I'm not going nowhere and I'm going to, expose everything, people are going to see this stuff take place. And I'm going to continue to do these lives so that people can fully see and understand. And then those that come and visit and see what we're doing here and elsewhere, it's just going to be super, super wild and amazing. Especially when you hear me and see me and follow me for all these years, and then I change my appearance. However, the sense of humor and the way that I am and my voice doesn't change. So that's going to be a little bit of adjustment for people to do. For me, it's going to be normal because it's not the first time we did this.
Right.
Not just on this planet. We've done it elsewhere. So it's getting real interesting.
It already
is real interesting.
and like we were saying, you don't know what you don't know. We don't know what anything is going to be like. Like we're kind of, we think we know. We can't even imagine. So are the bad guys from those other planets, are they also sent to the ethers / Pebble Valley?
Yes.
All right. It's the same one. So they're all intermingled.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interesting.
Everybody, once you totally understand that how energy can be brought together and dispersed, materialized, dematerialized, right? The universe is based on this. So no matter where you're at in the universe, you are energy. And no matter where you at on the universe, no matter how strong you think you are, you can be dematerialized instantly. That's my job.
Okay.
That's why Dad would only make one of me.
Okay.
True story.
Yeah. All right. Was it last night we went up 3 levels of consciousness, or the night before?
I think it was the night before, but yes, y'all know why that. Y'all know what that means. If you're listening, you know what that means. That means there's more and more drops and coming out, more and more information coming out, more and more truth coming out. And I'm gonna give you an example of that. You see, John Kennedy Jr., he's got this book out, and the stories in that book will take you to another level of thinking about how dark this shit has really been. So if you haven't get that book, get the book, because it's gonna wake you up to shit that we knew was true. We just didn't realize how true it was.
Agreed.
And that shit is a terrible thing that they've been doing, to him, to children, to all of us. The good news for people like him that have been suffering all this time, again, you guys are nothing but energy too, and you are about to receive your everlasting life, your everlasting bodies that cannot be destroyed, hurt, or violated. So that's something that everybody in that had to experience that should look for or is looking forward to, whether they believe it or not. It's irrelevant, because that's what those are the gifts that Dad is going to give everybody. All of us that been, not taking the shortcut and fighting the good fight.
That's a big gift. Big gift.
It's getting real. It's getting real.
I guess it is. We've talked recently about immortal bodies. So these bodies are basically going to have what we'll call now supernatural abilities and be immortal. All right.
That's right.
Do those already here on Earth that are immortal, do they know they're immortal now? All of them?
Nope. The only thing that they know is that they were in like accidents or they had some weird things that they can't explain and they didn't die. That's the only thing they know.
Yeah.
And that's another level. That's another thing about the level of consciousness raising, because once you take in my information and you realize what I'm telling you is true, your whole processing, your whole everything changes. Wait, is this for real? This is why I can do this. This is why I can do that. Wait, I'm not, I can't die. Oh shit. What else is going on? Then everybody starts paying attention to what Smarty says and what Smarty's saying and what Smarty's going to be continue to say, because everything is going to be validated. And we all know Daddy always validates. So that's very, very key in all this. The more information that I put out, the more information, the more people that see it, the more people get activated, and then they start thinking more. And then all these special people around the world, the Jedis that don't know they're Jedis, are going to follow suit, and they're going to start producing and reproducing and tagging along with us. And that's when everybody starts getting activated even more quicker. So it's very, very exciting. It's a good time. It's like the best time to be alive right now.
Yeah, just well, like we said the last time, we're going to have stories for our kids and grandkids about, how it was to how it is now, and they're not even going to understand.
Right. I
So
want it is exciting. I want to explain this part so that people understand why the cabal, the dark ones, are all being eliminated at this time. Okay, and I got my hand like this for a reason, because this is the back wall. So you got all this time span all the way going that way, and then throughout life, throughout creation, throughout what do you call it, reincarnation, they've been given chances and chances and chances and chances and chances, all of them at the same time, right? Get right until you get here. Here's where we're at. And here's where it stops. That's why it's the last cycle, because all of those chances that you had is all stopping at one point in time, which is right now.
And that's across the board for the entire galaxy.
Across the board, yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, when we first started doing the videos, I didn't have the scope. All right. Like, so I'm thinking our little section of Earth and blah, 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 blah. But wow. It is so much more complex and exciting. So
that's right.
not to handle.
And you know as well as the other crew members know that since we started doing these videos, more stuff is coming out. And more stuff will continue to come out, including the reptilian factor, the Draco factor, the life extension, adrenochrome drinking factor, all those types of things. Now, the problem with the adrenochrome in those individuals is that once their supplies cut off, they start to deteriorate because they don't have that daddy factor in them no more, right, which is why they're deteriorating. And the fact that we're all, constantly changing the frequencies of the adrenochrome, hitting them with love and light, because we can remote view and we see where all these facilities are at. That also has changed the game too, because now these guys are continuing their adrenochrome thirst, and it's killing them at the same time. It's actually, it's already over. Right now, they're doing what they can, and this is why they're doing it in the open, because they're starving. If you notice, when certain animals or when certain people are starving, they start going out there and they start hunting. Okay, so that's why they're doing what they're doing in the open, and they think, or they thought, that Dad and I would never appear and revere ourselves. And people don't realize that this is the case. This is the case. This is it. This is it. There's nothing they can do to stop me or dad, and there's no way to stop the energy coming from me or dad. So the best thing for them to do is surrender now and tell all, or they get sent to places like Pebble Valley, the ethers, and a lot of people are turning, which is the good part. It's slowly being brought to light, but there are a lot of people turning nowadays. Like literally in the last 2 weeks, people are turning, people are going to come out, so you're going to see that too.
Why do you think that is? Are they afraid of what the alternative is? Do they see their friends disappearing? Okay. So it's really fear of their safety or whatever.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And it's all right to say that it's fear, it is. However, dad isn't of fear, right? You shouldn't fear dad. I'm the one. I'm the problem. And I say that because dad is all loving and all that stuff, and he created all of them. I didn't create you, so I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm coming after you, all of you sick mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, got it.
So that's I you know how I am. I do what I do, but I also take this serious. I see what they have been doing. I've teleported and remote viewed all of these underground bases and tunnels. I've been wiping them out since 2017. Okay, so I've seen what they've done. It's only gotten me more madder and madder and madder. Right, so they need to fear me because I'm the one sending them to that.
Okay.
However people want to take that, I don't give a shit. Period. Because you can't do what I can do, and you don't know what I know, and you don't know what you don't know. So sit in the corner and zip it. And that goes for all you intel providers out there too.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with saying no hocus pocus bullshit. I've already, some of you are already on my shit list because of some of the shit you did and said. So.
All right. Now, it might have been yesterday you shared, I've seen these videos before. They're called vampire time traveler videos. Okay. Mm-hmm. This time they didn't say the vampire word, but they show, famous celebrities and then themselves in the 1800s or whatever. Are those real pictures? And okay. So yes. So have they basically been alive all this time in the same body?
Yes.
Because of adrenochrome?
Yes.
Okay.
And they believed it too. They believed it, which is why they allowed, which is why they continued to live for so long. Mm-hmm. Right? Which is also why they're deteriorating, because they now believe it so cold-heartedly or wholeheartedly that they need the adrenochrome to live, and since their supplies cut off,
right?
You get it?
So let's say one of these guys, we're just going to say 1800. They're born in 1800 and they get in with the wrong group and they do whatever, and they've lived a couple hundred years. Okay, so they've been able to make money, property, do whatever they want, and there's been no repercussion. And now that the internet is around, and of course you're around, there's more awareness around that. So they're being, basically we can spot them easier. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, they invented the internet, and, well, I wouldn't say they invented it, but they put it together, and everything that they use for harm, we commandeered too. The same way they commandeered the U.S. government and the Constitution and all that stuff. The same way they commandeered it, we're restoring it. So if you pay attention of it being restored, that means they're all gone. That's why it's being restored. That's why it's Nasara. It's Nasara. It's Nasara style or Nasara type. It's not. It's not 100% the Nasara that's on the books because it's going to be revamped and better.
Okay.
You know, we're getting rid of taxes altogether. There's no need for taxes. Why? Well, for what? If you get a couple of handful wealthy individuals, we can all take care of every problem around the world together. We don't need someone or some government to tax us. Okay? So there's a lot of things that's going to be changed. Besides that, we don't need our taxes going to anybody's pocket when we can do so much good with our own money for people directly.
Right.
So all that shit was designed by them too. All of it. All of it. Everything was designed by them and everything was taken by them. And I just posted the video of all the newscasters, the people in the news. Why all of them, just like the Congress people, have dual citizenships to Israel? What the fuck is going on here? Somebody's got some explaining to do, and I mean right fucking now.
It's a little bit coincidental, wouldn't you say? Oh my golly, yeah. So those guys have been alive for a really long time.
Yeah, they've all been interbreeding and you know, that's why when if you go into certain cities, the whole family is working. The whole family is working together. To the fucking trash truck guy. All the city workers, they all in the same family, every single one of them. Except the obvious, you know what I mean? But that's how they've been. I've watched these people operate for years, and that's literally, my cousin is blah blah blah. I can get you a job and blah blah blah. You understand? Meanwhile, you got people that qualify, you know, that are more qualified than this individual, and because they're related to the governor of, you know, Cucamonga,
right?
He gets the job.
Right. Okay. So they've had a long time to create these tunnels.
Oh, the tunnels for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've used advanced technology, and they put the technology they use in all the movies just to show you that, yeah, we showed you, but you didn't believe it. You thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem quite fair, but wow. Yeah. I actually really enjoy seeing those videos. When I first saw them 10 years ago, I was like, oh, that can't be true, right?
Right.
Now I like that guy that says, that's a time traveler, dog. You know that guy?
Right.
I like him. But those were just regular videos. They were very well done. Question, Baron Trump. All right. So why is he so tall? Human or other? And does he have a source-directed mission with us?
Well, everybody has missions with us. We do know that some of the Trump individuals are part Palladian and reptilian, and we also know that they're not the original ones. So this is the reason why when we do certain scans, there's certain information that comes up. At the end of the day, whether they're good or bad is still yet to be seen because people still have choices to make. So it don't matter what you are right now. You have a choice to make, and you got to make them quickly. You literally have to make them quickly because there's an individual that's forcing disclosure, and because of his father, shit happens. So.
Okay. So basically he's probably not an original is what you're saying. And
right.
Time will tell on their missions by their decisions now.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I would suggest they just all come clean with it and just tell people what it is. There's talks of no more elections and stuff like that. So things are heating up for them across the board, and everybody knows that I would rather just have a massive unveiling take place, cloaking of all my ships and all that. You know that it's going to happen. Dad already guaranteed it. However, we don't know when it's going to happen, but I would rather have that happen than allow them to continue to do what they're doing, because people are still being hurt and people are still being killed, the children especially. So the more they stall, the faster it happens for us. And then the attacks on us have increased as well. However, that's also speeding up what we want. So the more and more they attack you, me, the kids, B, and the crew members, the more and more we get what we want.
Yeah, I've been, my friends have been reporting they're getting heavily attacked lately. It seems like it's amped up again.
Right.
So, it is what it is, right?
Well, I'm on here revealing all types of stuff and different connections that we're making. So we're in contact with everybody that's been telling the truth over the years. And it's only right. It's that magnetic effect that I talk about, where if you're vibrating the same and if you're of the same energy, you click. And if you're not, you don't click. And then you don't stick around us, because you just don't click. That means you're full of shit.
Right.
So those of us that have been in the battle and keeping it real and being honest with each other and helping each other, we're the ones that's going to be, we're going to be the most hottest things on the planet, the most famous people on the planet, because these guys been working at this shit while everybody else is following the norm, not realizing the norm is satanic shit.
Yeah. So again, clarification about what to pay, what bills to pay and what taxes to pay.
I still pay electric bill and water bill and stuff like that. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay nothing else that I don't have to pay. I just don't want to deal with the shit. That's why I'm doing it. However, I'm the one that's making on all these devices, so it really don't matter to me.
Right.
But everybody take the leap of faith and listen to what Dad is telling you, because he will tell you directly. If you feel like a benevolent source is telling you, don't do that, you don't have to worry about that, and you feel like it's benevolent, you don't get that eerie feeling, go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Right.
But however, there's people reporting that they're not paying their shit, they're not paying stuff, and they're not being harassed either. So I wouldn't do something that's putting you in fear. If you're super fearful of it, just don't do it then.
Right.
If you feel like you can do it and Daddy will back you up, then by all means do it, because I do it.
Right.
I do.
Right.
So that's an individual choice that people have to make.
So Nisara law will basically take away even the tax. They were saying, I think it was 14% on new products or whatever. That'll be removed as well.
Right. Who's that going to?
Well,
and what for? Because like I said, if there's something that needs to be fixed, a road or a building or whatnot, then we can fix it ourselves. We live in the community. Why not we do it? That eliminates the government or any type of governing body to tell us what we can and cannot do, or take money from us that they didn't earn. Because we all seen what they're doing with the money, sending it to Israel so they can bomb children.
Yeah.
Sending it to Ukraine so that they can do what they're doing over there.
Right.
Yeah, no. No, 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 no. We need benevolent people to have unlimited wealth to take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. We also need all of the dark ones to be defunded across the board so that they cannot ever fund shit like this again.
Done.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I guarantee that. So I'm telling you what's going to happen. Okay.
Yes. So for the great intimidation, when people are running to the churches, will there be like a lockdown? That was a question.
No, what for?
Yeah. Well, you're free to run wherever you want.
Exactly. Exactly. You can lock your doors in the house down if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can lock your doors. You can run to the church and have them lock the doors.
Yeah. That's a UFO, dog.
Exactly. Oh shit. What is that? Jesus, save us, Jesus, from the aliens.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing?
There's a book by Tom Kenyon, and it's called The Arcturian Anthology. And all right, I'm reading it. Fabulous book, by the way. I get to the page of Jesus and I go like, I got such a huge activation when I read this years ago. And basically it said Jesus was an ET, right? Huge activation. So that's a great book if anyone wants to read it.
Well, I mean, ET just means it's not from Earth, right? And it's true. I'm not from Earth. I got many names, and I can be many things.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking about your creator's son. We're all daddy's children, but you're talking about the main thing. Okay, and I haven't even started to show everybody what we're going to have so much fun.
I know. I think we should do 2 special videos. The first is called Dude, Chick, and then Dead or Miss or Hiding, right? We take all these celebrities' names and I'll say, okay, such and such, and you'll say, dude. And everybody's gonna be like, no, I can't believe that.
Right.
Fun, won't it? The other one could be the Bible edition, where we talk about famous people in the Bible, and you'll say, such and such did this, they did that. Because you've said some things that were like, ooh, I put it in the back burner just for fun,
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to get to that. Just last night, Dad was telling us that he wants us to do a publisher under the royal production, films, and music.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have all types of books, and you guys are going to have the informations that are on the ships to go off of, if you would.
Right.
So there'll be a lot of studying to do, and it won't be like, sitting there having to read thousands of books. You'll just, put your hand on the screen and it'll tell you everything, and it'll flash like, oh shit. So that's what we got. That's what we're looking forward to doing that. It's going to be it's going to be cool. We're going to have books and books and books and videos and music. People are going to find out who these so-called devils and Satan and Lucifer, their actual names and what type of being they were. And a lot of them were nothing but extraterrestrial or entities that weren't from around this neck of the galaxy, coming here using their abilities to enslave people, which is what they did, which is what that's literally what we're fighting.
Right.
So, that's what everybody else has been fighting. To me, it's not even a thing. It's like, I just need permission. Let me go. But that's where we're at with it.
Okay. So you're getting more and more permissions every day, more and more is coming out that we're seeing. And it seems like it's sped up because of the consciousness increase. So we had a 3-notch consciousness increase maybe 2 nights ago. How does that affect planet Earth? Like you said, the last video that planet Earth detoxes at the same time. So I've noticed that there's like flooding in San Diego, for example, and I think Mexico. I'm not sure exactly where. The Baja Strip, I think. Anyway, is that part of the detox?
No, that's a part of dark individuals using dark equipment to do dark things.
Okay.
Uh, um, when it's natural, you'll know it. When it's not, you'll also know it because you'll feel it. Now, everything that we're doing is benefiting the earth, especially the raising of everyone's consciousness, because, like I said, we vibrate different. When you vibrate different and you're walking around the earth, she changes things for you.
Right.
She produces more for you. And that's literally where we're headed, where she's so clean and fresh that you'll have trees and stuff everywhere because she'll be producing things for you, and all you gotta do is walk down the road, and if you're getting hungry, you just pick a orange or pick an apple or pick some berries, pick this, pick that, and she'll be happy to feed you because you're now right, you're right with your thoughts and all that. You know the truth.
Right. Wow.
There won't be no processed food no more. I mean, we're eliminating all that shit. Let me take that back. There won't be no dark processed food.
Right.
Because everything that we start to make and manufacture and process, it'll be all super healthy, and it'll all be energetic based type of food, and it won't stick to your body. It won't cause illnesses and stuff like that.
Looking forward to that so much.
Mm-hmm.
I like the replicator idea because of the time savings. So the floods are basically fabricated, and that just allows you to pick off the ones that are doing, their handlers, the equipment, etc. Pinpoint.
Right, right. I'll tell you an example. Last night we watched the new Aquaman movie. It's part 2. In the movie, they're underground underneath a volcano, and they're putting these tubes with this green smoke in it, and the tubes are being put through this conveyor belt into a pit of smoke, and then burning up, and then it's coming up out of the volcano. That was polluting the earth. Okay, so that's the type of stuff that they've been doing. That's why you have certain earthquakes and certain water. In some areas the water is totally gone from the lakes and all that, right? Because of things like this, because they have these different what do you call bases and underground things all around the world, and they're putting these earthquake type machines and all these other type of things underneath the ground. And when somebody's not doing what they don't want them to do, they'll threaten them like they did Japan in 2011. Was it 2011?
The tsunamis and all that. Fukushima.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you don't do what they want you to do, they're gonna hit the button on you and then destroy everything.
Right.
That's the type of people we've been dealing with. Pure evil. Pure evil.
Yeah. And you said all those devices have been taken off Earth already. So the ones that are coming in now are from off world. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're coming in off of different portals and stuff like that. Now, remember, these guys can do a lot of the stuff that we can do. However, we're connected to that. But yes, they can come in. They can teleport a device, throw it in the ground, hit the button, destroy a bunch of shit, take the device and teleport back out.
Okay.
A lot of the dark entities and reptilians do have these advanced technologies. This is why they've been in control the way that they have, because they do shit like this. However, when they do, that's when we are authorized to hit them, hit the equipment, and get rid of it permanently.
Perfect. Perfect.
So that's literally what's been hold up to everything everybody wants. Because we're wiping them out, they're coming back, they're bringing enforcement from the rest of the galaxy that we got quarantined, and the more and more they come in, the more and more we take out. Which is also the more and more everybody else is realizing that they're not coming back. They're not leaving when they get here.
Well, I was just thinking that because if you're picking them off here, let's say you send them to Pebble Valley, that just clears the other planets in the galaxy. So it's a beautiful thing.
That's right.
Strategy.
That's right. That's right. Plus the elves and the fairies have been running around telling everybody everywhere, and they didn't believe them. Which I get it. You know, a little fucking fairy pops up in front of you and says, "Hey," you know, you're just gonna be like, "Who the what?"
Did I just see that?
It's like one time they're sitting in the military's meeting, and the fairies pop up and says, "He's real, he's real," and you know the general says, "Who are you?"
That's fun. What did they look like when they popped in? Did they look like, you know, say something out of a Disney movie, or
they look like little fairies in Black Panther type suits.
Cool.
They were like a army green.
Ooh.
Olive-ish green, and some of them were black.
Wow, okay.
You know, they're watching everything, okay? The fairies, the military, they're watching everything. And every time I connect with certain people, they're like, "Oh, shit." Oh, shit. Which is why I'm telling you guys, the attacks got heavier, because we made contact with JP, Johnny Boy, John Jr., David Adair, and a couple others the same week. So all of their attackers, all the ones following them, they thought they can come over here, and they found out the hard way that shit ain't happening over here.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yes, it is.
One thing I was going to say earlier is, like, in all the spiritual books I've read, it always says, you know, how we've polluted the earth. It's always our fault, which, you know, it is, but we're not the ones that have set the tone, if you will. But when the earth is clearing itself, we're going to have these earthquakes, floods, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so what you're saying is that is not really going to happen that way. And that's just the dark forces doing their mechanical thing against the earth, as well as the people.
Yeah. So in a sense, it is happening that way now. Everybody understands why.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you know, people don't know what they don't know. I mean, and they don't know that they don't know that we're, me and B and us,
Right.
are here doing what we're doing.
Right.
But there's more and more people talking about a group of individuals that can do these things. They just don't realize who it is.
Yes.
And if I come out and tell you it's me, it's like, this guy's crazy.
You're not Jesus. Look at the way you're dressed.
And it's not even that. It doesn't even matter if I'm JC or not, or Sananda or not, right?
Yeah.
Just the fact that I'm telling you guys this shit is unbelievable. It's like, he can't be possibly doing that. This guy's crazy. He says he can do this. He says he can do that. That's why Dad told me not to worry about it. We're going to show them. So that's what we're doing. We're showing y'all.
I think when we get the new bodies to the crystalline chamber, we're going to realize that we are the technology. All right. We don't need the the cord into the wall. We don't need machines. We are the power. We are the technology.
That's right. That's right.
And we
I've
just,
been telling everybody that shit. And
yeah.
you know, a lot of you guys realize that, but a lot of the people following us or just coming on, they don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So they got to go back and do lots of research just to understand some of the shit that even comes out of my mouth. The good part is that places like Instagram and YouTube short videos and TikTok, the videos are so short and sweet and to the point that it's faster to people to learn. So
Yeah.
the more and more they're sitting there learning, the more and more what Smarty says makes sense. Not to mention, I got healing equipment and I train people to do what I can do. So whether you believe what I'm saying or not, it's cool. Go try my method. Go use the free stuff. If you want to support me, get a pendant. Then you'll realize, shit, I don't think he's telling me everything or everything he's saying is true, but this shit worked. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people actually started that way.
Yeah.
Because they bought it just to see if it would do what it was designed to do or what I said it would do for them. And then they buy it and then they're like, oh shit, how can we be a Jedi? We all know because there's hundreds of Jedis, right? There's thousands of us right now. And that's how a lot of you guys started, because you took that leap of faith to see if Smarty was telling the truth about the products, and he was, and he is. So, because of that, now we got hundreds of people reinforcing the commands coming from Dad. So it's just not me, it's all of us.
Right.
And that's like so fun and rewarding to me, because that's all I want. I want us all to be super healthy, super powerful, and manifest a reality that's, beautiful and peaceful, and the kids can eat off the floor and we don't have to worry about people stealing our children and shit like that.
Right.
So even if I wasn't who I am, those things is what I want. And everybody can agree to that shit.
Right.
Unless you're not what you say you are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Benjamin Fulford, in his report, I don't know when it was, we saw it a couple of days ago, it might have been from last week, said the Satanists have been on Earth 26,000 years. And I was like, how do you know? Is that true?
A little longer than that.
Yeah, I would have said longer than that, but
well, that's because one of them that don't know all of the information about their own group told them that shit.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why. I mean, if you think in terms of, okay, I tell you guys my story as Yahshua was 19,000 years ago. So in that report, you're saying that the Satanics were here,
like 7,000 years before you.
Yeah, no, wait, no. I mean, even Egypt and Lemuria and Atlantis, we've been dealing with these individuals since then.
Right.
So it's way older than that. But, however, that also is helping the process, because at the end of the day, we're going to get to the truth. And that's helping the consciousness and the process of disclosure. I know Benjamin Fulford is not 100% accurate. I know that, but I still post it because I know where we're going. Okay? So a lot of the shit that he says, not a lot, is bullshit. However, there is truth to what he's saying, and that's why when I post him, I say reinforce exposing, because the stuff that he's not telling us gets exposed when we expose it.
Okay.
Same thing with everybody else.
Yeah.
Same thing with gene decode. Same thing with this dude. Same thing with that dude. Blah blah blah. Same thing. We're to us it's like well to me it's like entertaining, right?
I love
It's like
it.
yeah, it's entertaining, and
Yeah.
then when I'm listening, I'm being entertained, and at the same time,
Right. Yeah. He also implied in one of his videos probably a week ago that they're trying to start World War III, and he mentioned all the chaos that's going on. And I was like, that's never going to happen. So I wanted to take the viewers' fear away. Like, you know, we see so much of these intel, so many of these intel providers are doom and gloom, and this is happening. They're going to bomb you. They're going to do this. And we, of course, how can you not be fearful?
right?
It's never going to happen.
Nope.
So.
And that's why I said what I said, because you know they wanted to do all this stuff, and then you know next thing you know somebody comes in the back door and changes all their shit.
Yeah.
Messes up their whole life, their whole plan, and all the money they spent to do it.
Yeah. Well, now I understand more why the dark forces are so organized. All right. So many of them that come off planet, they've done this elsewhere before. So they know the routine, if you will. And then if some of these guys have been around for hundreds, thousands of years, they can control the people.
That's exactly the case. Yeah. And what a lot of people don't know is that the queen reptilian breeds with her own offspring.
Ew.
And then what happens is her offsprings are then put into these locations all around the world to infiltrate. And they all come through the Israelis, through the satanic, the Jews that call themselves Jews and are not. So that's who they are. And that's why if one of them gets taken out, they just replace with somebody else that follows orders, because they used to come from the head queen. And it wasn't Queen Elizabeth, it was a head reptilian queen on a different planet. So we had to take those individuals out first before we can even start the process here. And we did.
So the queen on the other planet, is she still with us, or? Okay.
I pretty much sliced and diced all of them. Even that so-called God, that so-called God that they follow, Murdoch or Murdoch or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a piece of cake. I just popped up on him, and that was it. Everybody's scared to death of this guy. Was anyway. And what's happening is that they all want to be bosses now, including Benjamin Netanyahu. However, he has a boss on top of him too, right? And we're taking all the head guys out, and then all these little guys is running around wanting to be the boss, and it doesn't work out for them because, you know, we're doing so many things everywhere.
Right, right.
Pendar, that was his name. That faggot ass dude, Pendar.
Okay. I was just thinking, you know, we talked about sacred sites and all that a while ago. Like, you could pop in on Bohemian Grove, but I don't want the trees themselves to be damaged, but like do like a laser thing, take that place out, like take all their meeting places out too.
All of that stuff is going to be reformed, including the entire Vatican. It's not going to be there by the time I'm done. None of it. We're going to pretty much level everything like they did to Israel. I mean to Palestine and Israel. We're going to revamp everything, clean up the soil, put energetic coverings, and clean everything up, and then we may just keep it like that, like wasteland, or we rebuild in the area, or we do, we'll just rebuild other places and slowly migrate everybody over so that we can, you know, leave it the way it was, or leave it the way it is, like a ghost town, if you would. There's so many options, but um, whatever Dad wants it to be, it will be. So if he wants me to destroy it, it's going to happen.
When I see the Vatican in my mind, this is what I see. Underneath, it's really nasty that there's tunnels and there's like storage places for artifacts. But then there's a modern place that reminds me out of something out of Star Wars. You know how the senators are in their little balcony, and it's a giant place. And when they talk, the balcony kind of like scoots out to the middle, and then they go back when they're done talking. It's kind of like that with artifacts. They've got so much stuff in there, which I think has probably been cleaned out by now.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you're a lot of those artifacts you'll see in my house, in the palace.
Yeah.
There was a recent find a couple of days ago. It was either yesterday or the day before. There was a recent find in Egypt that they just found some artifacts, some vases and cups and stuff like that, and they don't want nobody knowing about it. But of course, I know. So that device, that thing will be in my house, and everybody will be able to see it, and now you know where it came from.
Wow. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Will your kids get to touch it?
I might have to put glass all around that area just so they don't even accidentally touch it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. How many miles? This is maybe not a fair question, but how high up is the glass dome / the energetic dome? So we know planes fly at a certain height, and then we've got rockets and things and blah blah blah. How far up can they go before they hit the dome?
I'm not even sure as far as numbers, but I can see it, and it's not that far up. It's not that far up at all. I'll get the right measurements and check it all out, but it's literally not that far at all.
Okay.
So if this is the surface, it's only like, yay high. And then you got these tiny rockets. So I don't know the exact measurements. Maybe when you got David on, you can ask him that shit, because I don't.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious because we see these movies of the Apollo missions and blah blah blah. They go up in the rocket and blah blah blah. I wonder how far up they go and then what happens from there,
Yeah, no, there it's an energetic dome, and it's not that far up. Okay, it's a dome. And then after you get out of the dome, there's another layer, which is space, which is the real atmosphere, if you would, or the real space. So once you pass the energetic dome that used to be the glass dome, you can go higher up, and it's limited, right? The problem with that is that you can't go unless you teleport out. That's what they're not telling you.
Right.
And no matter what anybody says, the only way to Mars and all those locations is through teleportation, which is why they got jump rooms and they got elevators to take you from here to Mars, because it's teleportation. You can go to the moon because the moon is not outside the dome. So if they, and it's a spacecraft. That's why you can go to the moon from here to there and not have to worry about teleportation and stuff like that. Because it's good.
So the dome is higher than the moon, is what you're saying. The
dome
inside the dome.
Exactly. the spaceship that's known the moon, that's known as the moon,
Mhm.
and the two simulated crystals in this district are in the energetic dome.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So if they wanted to put a man on the moon, they could.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Yet, okay. That's just interesting how, again, we've been taught incorrectly about space itself.
Right. So one more thing.
Yeah.
Um, you know how they have the flat earthers.
Yeah.
They have the map of the earth, then they have the dome, and then they got the moon and the sun circling in the middle. Okay, all that is true except the flat earth.
Right.
Because the earth is not flat, it's round like this. And we're on a small district part
Yeah.
right here underneath a dome.
Okay.
So the earth is 100 times bigger than what we're told, which is why if you do the measurements, it appears to be flat because they don't realize that the earth is way bigger than what they're being told.
Right.
And the only way to see this is through remote viewing. And if you don't know how to remote view, don't waste your time arguing with me.
So what's our district name? Do we have a specific name or a number?
I think it's either 7 or 9 or something like that. There's 24 of them on Earth.
Okay.
We
And
can be called one.
You're still working over in the other districts as well to make sure they're clean and clear, right?
I'm working everywhere on Earth.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you listen to, certain people, they'll tell you how they go into these caves and they end up in different locations. Okay. So where the hell are they at? Right. So that's why, because even though we're in the glass dome and the earth is this big, when you go underneath, you end up in different places within the big earth, the big Terra, the big whatever you want to call her, Sophia, Terra, Earth, globe, home, right? I just call it home for now. It's like different caverns. And also when you go into certain caverns, you hear the stories. They go into a door, the door shuts, and then they're somewhere else. Well, within that location, they can go into another door and end up inside of another dome up top within the same earth, a different district, if you would. So what's going to happen is all of these districts are going to be connected together, and we're going to be able to do commerce and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And this is why you're seeing more and more videos of secret bases and structures in Antarctica and structures over here and sleeping giants over there and ant people over there and this and that over there and blah blah blah, because it's all being exposed. Now, I don't have certain measurements or certain location names and stuff like that because I really don't care. I just got to continue to clean stuff up.
Right.
Now, if somebody asks me, hey, is this location that? Is this location that? Blah, blah, blah. What'll happen is I'll confirm it for you because Dad would tell me. Otherwise, I could care less.
Okay. Interesting, though.
I got the UPS guy here.
Do you need to get it?
Yeah, just hang